Okay, so when it comes to December 22nd, 2016, this is a very long conversation that Gypsy has with Kristy. It's over an hour long, so I'm not going to upload the entire call, but the relevant parts, because there's quite a bit in this call. The conversations you're going to hear about in this call is Rod going to jail because somebody was put into a coma. They speak about Christian Grey and, of course, the baby powder that was at the crime scene. There's talk about Deedee being cremated and how that was pretty much against her wishes, the son of Sam Law. Lastly, Gypsy gives us the exact date that she claims to have found her Medicaid card and discovered her real age.
Hello, this is a prepaid collect call from an offender at the Chillicothe Correctional Center. This call is from a correctional facility and may be monitored and recorded. To accept charges, press 1. To refuse charges, press 2. Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hello.
Hey, boo.
Hello.
Are you home?
Yeah, I'm home.
Okay, good. Okay, so yeah, I did get a chance to talk to Rachel. That I call her Nanny Rachel because I kind of adopted them as my godparents. It was kind of emotional because whenever I got the card, I haven't heard from them since all this happened. And I was like, I thought, y'all wanted nothing to do with me because I hadn't heard from y'all in so long. And
oh, no, baby. They always...
Like, no, we love you.
Yeah.
I was like, I wish
Adrian and Mike
yeah.
always ask how you doing,
Because I was like, I had to hear about Granny's passing in jail, and,
yeah.
It was hard on me because I didn't get a chance to talk to her or explain anything to her, and it's like, Granny loved you no matter what, she still loved you.
Right.
That makes me feel better.
Yeah, she did ask me, like, how to put money, and I told her to go to the website and stuff, So I guess they're going to put money in your account or something.
Oh, that's nice. That's sweet of them.
Yeah. But, yeah, I woke up and she had sent me a message saying that she had talked to you. And that you had sounded so good, and she was so glad that, I got to talk and everything.
Me too. Oh, okay, so on my test results, okay, this is what it came back as, is that this is the first baseline test to see where I'm at and what subjects and what parts of that subject I need to learn about more to improve on. So I got an E in math, which is the lowest level you can get, which I already knew I suck at math.
Right.
About that. I was surprised on language. I got a D in language, which is one level above E. And then in reading, I got high scores, and I'm a level 8, which is advanced. So.
Right, because you read a lot. I mean, you read all the Harry Potter series and stuff.
The first thing my teacher said was, "Do you like to read?" And I'm like, yeah, sometimes when I may have been punished or something, I'd pick up a book and read for fun. So, yeah, pretty much, could read good. And she was like, well, you've got really high scores in reading. And I made a copy of the results and sent that to you. Because I was...
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I never got in trouble. Your daddy never got in trouble. So I think we're pretty good on that. I mean, I don't know, like, what's the limit, like, what stops you to go, like how bad you have to be to not able to, to go or whatever.
I don't know. I think as long as even people, like, okay, they have some people that are married and their spouse may be one of the people, like, in trouble, they do drugs or whatever, they have a prior history. Well, as long as they have a note from their probation or parole officer saying that they give them permission to come and visit an offender, that's okay.
Okay.
But if it's, all right, say if, a random example, if Nick gets 2 years in prison and he gets out before me and wants to come visit me.
Hell no, that ain't happening.
They can see that is my co-defendant, and they'll mark it as not in the best interest of the offender.
Go to John's murder trial is postponed.
Oh.
Won't. Yes, again. This trial won't start till February 6th.
Okay.
Let's see. Prosecutors want to have a second opinion after defense attorneys hired a mental health expert to do an exam. Instead of a bench trial on February 6th, the judge scheduled a pre-trial conference for that date.
Oh, wow.
Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Again, psychologist Kent Franks of Springfield told Circuit Judge Holden at the hearing in November that he did have 2 mental evaluations of Goda John at the Greene County Jail. He said that the murder suspect thought he was doing the right thing when he killed Blanchard because he wanted to rescue Gypsy from her mother. Then it's another blah, blah, blah. Moved to Springfield because of Hurricane Katrina, yada, yada, yada. Frank said Goda John is on the autism spectrum and spent most of his time on the internet playing video games. Right. The psychologist described the murder suspect has more like a child than he acts more like a child than an adult. He said his IQ is 82 and his functions are at the level of a 10 and 11-year-old person.
So would this
I'm sure
want a second opinion on Dr. Franks' evaluation?
Right. Yeah. I mean, did he act like he was 10 or 11 years old?
No, like I've met some guys that are into video games and stuff from going to VisionCon.
Right.
And he seemed no different than one of the guys from there because, most guys are into video games really. And now whenever I got to his house, I thought it weird that he had like WWF wrestling, a comforter of WWF wrestling. I thought that was immature. So
yeah, well, I mean,
I had Disney Princess, so I'm not one to talk, but beside the point. But really, I didn't think that he functioned at a 10 or 11-year-old. I mean, some of the stuff that he would say was very mature, graphic. I don't know. I mean, he was just a very complicated and disturbed person, I would describe. Right. Not even his mom knew about his multiple personalities or Victor. So
that's just 10 times
better than his mom does. That's kind of saying a lot. I think that this is good, getting a second opinion because I would like to know, even from my own personal mindset, to know, is he faking or is it real? Because, if it's real.
This call is from a correctional facility and may be monitored and recorded.
If it's real, I feel even worse about my part because he doesn't have the mentality to know better. So
I'm gonna tell you this right now. No, I'm gonna tell you this right now. 10 or 11 years old, you know what's wrong and what's right. 10, 11 years old, you knew what was wrong and what was right and what your mom raised you as.
Right.
Your right is different from Dylan and Mia's 10-year-old and 11-year-old wrong from right. Nick's wrong from right is on the same spectrum as Dylan and Mia's. So he knew what he was doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He knew it. I mean, he can't say he didn't know. He even said he did it because he was protecting you.
Right.
He was trying to save you, and, actually, what I'm going to say is not a bad thing, but he did kind of save your life because, like I told you, in the long run, this wouldn't have lasted forever, and I think your mom would have done away with you and her.
I think probably
You know?
I wouldn't have put a stop to it myself, because those power of attorney papers had me stuck to where if I went to the cops, they wouldn't believe me because those papers said that I was mentally incompetent. So I was kind of trapped in that little box, and whenever those papers were made, that was before I really put the pieces together. So before that paper, I would have had more freedom to go to the cops or something.
Right.
But
I mean, in every freaking medical report, it never says Gypsy stated this.
right.
It was always the mother stated, I think the only thing you stated was that you liked macaroni and cheese or something like that. I mean, but, right, and everything else was your mom, those were all your mom's words.
Right.
Like she didn't, like at 6, 7, 8 years old with Dylan and Mia, when I used to bring them to the doctor when they were sick, I used to let them, tell her.
And I was
them everything.
I was honest with Mike whenever he asked me about that. Did I ever say anything to the doctor about, I can't walk or, I can't eat? And I'm like, no, I just stayed in the wheelchair and stayed quiet and played with a stuffed animal or Barbie doll or something. And he got the files back, and he's like, she's telling the truth. She never spoke. So.
No, I mean, and no telling what your mama put in your food, what medications. I mean, even if you even
that I could taste
it
with a pill in like pudding or something, and I would like take a few bites and then it'd be crunchy.
Not eat it.
And not eat it. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of fucked up though that she did that, but maybe she didn't want you to hear what she was saying. I know in some things it says that she put her hands over your ears. I mean, it even states that mother put hands over Gypsy's ears.
Have you heard anything back from Aaron and how things are going with, getting ready for the premiere?
Yes, I did. She said it was confidential, but I guess I could tell you though.
When
like from the premiere, it's gonna be. Well, she had to sign a contract saying she couldn't say nothing.
Oh, I see.
But I did let her know that they weren't gonna allow you to see it, and she's so freaking bummed about it. And I was like, yeah, it freaking sucks. That she can't watch it. That she's gonna have to, wait till she gets home to see it. It's gonna be the March 10th through the 14th.
I know. I was trying to think if there's anything that I said in the documentary that I probably didn't tell y'all, that y'all be shocked or whatever. But I've been.
Oh, girl.
So.
Don't even worry about that. Don't even worry about none of that. No need to worry because I'm going to be nervous as hell as to see how I come across in it. You know what I'm saying? I would probably be thinking in my scene and saying, I can't believe I freaking said that. Oh my God, I can't believe I said that.
I'm like that about seeing me on TV too. I'm like, oh my God, my nose is so big. I hate the way I sound. My hair isn't long enough. I mean, I'm so
Yeah, it's like, oh God, look the way I'm. Like when we watch some of the interviews, like me and your dad did, I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my God, I just remembered. Okay, so there is a woman in here. She asked to read the article, all right? And so, yeah, you can read it. And anyway, she's like, I know your dad, or I'm either know or met your dad before. And I'm like, how? What? How? And she's like, I used to live in Algiers Point. And I was like, cool. You're going to have to tell me all about it. So we still haven't got to talk in detail yet. But, yeah, she's met Dad.
Where she lived?
Algiers in New Orleans. Algiers
But
Point.
I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know how she would have met your dad.
I know, but she's like, I met him in New Orleans. I was like, cool.
She might be pulling your leg.
Maybe. I don't know.
Just
She
to
said-
find out the story, and I'm going to let you know.
Yeah, I'm going to find out her name and the story and tell you, and you can ask Dad about her or whatever. But I thought it was weird. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I
Because
find
most
it
of the
weird
people-
too, but
Most of the people here are like.
I mean, he used to go out like we've been to New Orleans so many freaking times. Over our 24 years together, and he's going to concerts, with some his friends, and this and that. So, I mean, might have met her,
I
I mean,
don't
he's gonna freak out when I tell him that. He's gonna be like, I don't know who they.
Right, who the heck
No,
do
I
I
mean,
know and freaking
yeah.
like coffee?
Man, I was drunk or something. He's gonna say it. Yeah, I never forget. It was, I want to say it was a month or so before we got married. And him and one of our friends, Larry, and your dad's Uncle Leon, they all went out to Houma. Well, I was sleeping in bed, and I heard the bedroom door open. I thought it was your dad. And I hear Kristy, and it was your dad's Uncle Leon. I don't call him Uncle Leon because I dated him because he's only like 2 years older than me. So it's like I'll never call you Uncle Leon because you were once my boyfriend,
Kind of weird.
And so when I met your dad, and he's like, oh yeah, this is my cousin, my uncles, and I'm like, wait, what? Because they grew up 2 streets away from me. We were always hanging out, And so he comes, and I'm like, he's like, we got in a fight. I'm like, what you mean y'all got in a fight? And he's like, well, 3 guys, started some shit with us. I'm like, well, where's Rod? And he's like, he's in jail.
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
motherfucker. I said, and it was a Friday, so you can't get them out till the freaking Monday. I'm like, Leon, what the hell, And he's like, well, he tells me the story, like they were going to their vehicle, and Lil Larry, that's what we call him, that's his nickname, Lil Larry, he bent down to tie his shoe. Well, when he bent down, there was people in the car that he was bent down behind, and they had turned their car on to start backing up. So he tapped the car, like, wait, don't, somebody's, I'm behind you. Well, he gets out the guy gets out the truck. They say some words. The guy goes back in the bar, goes get 2 of his other friends, and your daddy, and I was like, oh, shit, So they all started swinging. Well, one of the guys, like, it wasn't even your daddy that hit the guy. It was Larry that hit the guy and knocked him out unconscious. You hear? Unconscious. So when the cops and all get there, they ask the girlfriend who hit, him, and they all pointed to your daddy.
Oh, no.
And he was like, it wasn't me, And little Larry was like, it was me that hit him. And they were like, no, they said it was him, da-da-da-da-da. So I go get him out on bond on the Monday. Now, your daddy could have lost his license, his captain's license, everything, all of that. The guy stayed in the hospital in a coma for a month.
Oh, my God.
But, yeah, so when we went to court, all charges got dropped because the guy never showed up to court. And this was after the guy was out of the hospital and everything. He never showed up. But when he got arrested, and he said, I was walking in the cell, and when he says, the first thing I hear, Katie Rod. I start cracking up laughing. It was like it was John, and I'm like, oh my God, you walk in jail, and all of a sudden you hear, you're freaking out because you think you're not gonna know nobody, because it's in home. It's not like it's down here, and you hear Katie Rod. I'm in the Atlanta airport. That's a big ass airport.
I know. I've been there many times to go to Disney World and stuff.
Right. After I'm like, Chuck, and he's like, Kristy, what you doing here? I said, I'm going to Florida. I'm going, visit, my friend, she's with her boyfriend, and they're moving back down, so I'm gonna ride back down with them, and everything.
There was this one time that we were going to Disney World. It was the last time we went to Disney World. You know the guy that plays Christian Grey on 50 Shades of Grey?
Yeah.
Okay.
I only saw the movie once, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, he was going somewhere, and he was in one of the airports. I can't remember if it was the Chicago airport or if it was Florida, but our cell phone had dropped on the ground, and we kept moseying on. And he picked it up, and he's like, is this yours? And we're like, yeah. And then it wasn't until a few weeks later where we're watching TV and we see the commercial for 50 Shades of Grey, and we're like, that's the guy.
A girl named Ashley Austin sent me a message today. She says, hi, Kristy. I would really like to write to Gypsy, but I live in New Zealand.
Oh, wow.
Will it cost her heaps? And I guess that means if it will cost you a lot to send it there. And I told her, I said, I don't know if it would cost extra or not. And I gave her your address. How's your tooth situation?
Still the same, not any better. I haven't heard from dental yet. Basically, it's on the front, so...
Right, so you chew on the side.
I chew on the side, so it doesn't affect it.
Right.
But I'm just waiting to hear back to see the dentist, and then once I see them, I'm like, getting 16 teeth pulled just to get some pearly white. I don't know if I'm ready for that.
You know what? I freaking do it.
Yeah.
If it would, because it don't cost nothing.
Right.
I'd freaking do it. Me and one of my friends, and we were talking about that the other night on the phone, because his teeth are so messed up, because he dips and shit. He does all, he dips and everything. And you know how much that costs?
No.
Out here?
No.
That's over $25,000.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So get them done. Get them done in there while they don't cost.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
So
Just
to
think
get
of that.
dentures, it costs $25,000, or to get them pulled, it costs $25,000.
25. Well, to get them pulled, that's $160 a tooth.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Woo. Oh my God. Now you see, whenever I was getting mine pulled, we had the Medicaid, so it didn't cost us out of pocket. So I'm like. And there was this one time that I had told Mom, I was like, it costs to be born. Oh, wait, it costs to be buried? Wait, so they're still charging you money after you die?
Yeah.
So it's like, It was like a new world thing to me that it costs money for stuff.
Right. Look, and your dad wanted to put you on his insurance. So you don't have a secondary insurance. So, let's say if Medicaid didn't cover something, or if Dad's insurance wouldn't cover that, Medicaid would pick up the rest. But your mama never wanted him to.
Oh,
and I know why. We know why now, is because so we wouldn't get anything from the doctors, the hospitals.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things like I just sit down and I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, that's why. You know, I mean, it's like, that's why, you know. Look in the, you know, in the article that Michelle wrote when she asked us, you know, like, you know, do y'all trust her fully yet? And at that time, we weren't sure, you know,
Right.
like, because you were still kind of hiding a little bit, you know, and not fully opening up. And we're like, yeah, you know, I mean, yeah, there's things we don't fully believe yet, you know, but now if somebody would ask me that today, I'll be like, she sings like a canary. She tells me everything, you know.
Right.
You know, like I told them all, yeah, at first, you know, she, you know, was shy and didn't talk a lot. I said, now we don't shut up.
Right.
We just talk. You know, and I said,
Because in the beginning,
we could talk about it. Yeah,
I really
we could talk an
quiet.
hour alone. Yeah, you were at the beginning. I mean,
After that very first phone call that I called home, I was like, I had nothing to do with it, which of course wasn't
right.
the truth, but I couldn't of course say, yes, I had something to do with it over the phone.
Right.
It was being recorded.
Right. I mean, you had to protect yourself, yeah.
But
and, you know, and we would tell you, I don't think that.
Even if I wasn't recorded, I probably would have fibbed a little. And it's taking me a long time to get to that point where I could be fully honest.
Right, and plus, you know, what you were told about us, you know, you were still,
Right.
you know, that had to be earned. That trust had to be earned. The relationship had to be, you know, earned. You know, we fought a lot to get to where we are.
Right.
And we're in a very good space.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, like, you know, some friends still ask me, you know, like, you're not going to be scared when she comes home. I'm like, why?
Right.
You know, like, why would I be scared?
And even I thought about that. I was like, what happens if I come home and they think, you know, I'm this psycho chick that if they don't feed me, you know, macaroni and cheese, that I'm going to flip my lid and just go all psycho murderer on them. And I'm like, no, it's not like that.
And this is what I told them. I said, look, I said, I'm going to tell you this right now. I said, I am not Deedee.
Right.
Gypsy's going to be able to walk outside and go do what she wants, and she'll be able to say, hey, look, I'm going, my friends come and pick me up, and we're going eat out and going to the movies. Mm-hmm. I said, you think I'm going to tell her no, she can't go? I said, she's going to be an adult. You know, I mean, at first, yeah, we're going to say, well, let us bring, you know, we'll bring you here and there, but then, you know, you're going to have your brother, you know, that, and, which is good that y'all close in age.
Yeah, that is good.
You know, and you're going to have his best friends that are going to turn into your brother.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So, let me tell you, you're gonna be protected. They, you know, I mean, we got you. You know, I mean, Mia too. You know, I mean, even though you and Mia are, you know, 10 years apart. You know, I mean,
but I still
she's
wanna
be
a
out
good role model for her. You know,
yeah.
I know I'm not. You know, I know whenever you ask me, where's your sister? She's in prison. That's, you know, not a good role model. But
well, all her best friends
I still want to
know why.
Become a good role model.
Yeah, and they know why, and she knows why. And, you know, like I told her, I said, babe, I said, what if I had told you one day, you got to get in this wheelchair, and you can't ever get out? How would you feel? I freaking hate you. I mean, and Mike even came over here and sat down with them and talked to them. You know?
Good.
I mean, you know, at first, yeah, you know, Mia was, you know, upset, you know, and this and that. But until we started, you know, because we never told her, like, she knew some shit, you know, that Deedee did to us, you know, but she didn't know all of it. And then when I started telling her, and she was like, oh, you know, and understood it more. And I said, you know, and like that time we were supposed to go, you know, when we went to Tennessee, and then we were going to go. We had it all planned. We were going to Tennessee, and then we were going to see y'all. And I remember 2 days before we were heading to Missouri, calling your mama's phone, calling her phone, leaving her voicemails, leaving her texts, leaving her Facebook messages in private message, you know, not returning our calls. You know, Mia was all upset, crying. I want to go see my sister, because we were going to stay at a hotel. But me and your mama had talked about it, and she was going to let Mia stay with y'all, you know, so Mia can have all her time with you, you know, as much as she could. And, God, I don't want this to sound rude. I'm kind of glad that it didn't happen, because what would she have done to Mia? That's what I thought.
I don't
You know what I'm saying?
She would have hurt
I don't-
Mia or anything.
I don't think so either.
And
I really don't.
Mom was like a recluse, so a lot of the times that people would want to come over, the house would be like you saw it, a mess. And, you know, there was just so much stuff. And I remember this one time,
It was so much stuff.
Aunt Rachel wanted to come over, and we had to, like, bag all the crap in bags and hide it somewhere.
In that room.
Yeah, that was like the
Now, look. Well, David told us, he said, you know, that he had been in your house before, and, like, but never in the back part of the house, but he said always the kitchen and the living room was clean.
Yeah.
But
like,
it was so dusty, and that's how I was, like, telling your dad, I'm like, okay, if Gypsy was so sick, which we knew you weren't at that time, why is it there's so much dust and baby powder everywhere?
Yeah.
You know,
Mom used baby powder after a bath or something. You know, she was larger, so, you know,
right.
breakout and skin rashes, so she would use baby powder.
Yeah. Right, for sure. I mean, and that's logical. I mean, you know, people, that stuff flies all over the place, you know. But it was like I could literally, on the nightstand the side you slept on, when I literally passed my hand over it, and I mean, so it was piled on there. It was,
I mostly tried to keep my area clean. Like, it would be cleaning days, and I would be like, this is looking a little too dirty. I'm going to clean it up. And, you know,
yeah.
And my room looked a complete mess because I had all my stuffed animals on the bed, and then Nick told me to take them off. So I was, like, tossing them into the closet.
Well, you had a lot underneath your bed.
Yeah, I had all my toys.
And in the closet, yeah.
Yeah.
But you had some creepy-looking baby dolls. One of them freaked me out. I was like, oh, my God, I can't even look at it. I couldn't look at it. I was like, this looks like I don't know what kind of doll it was.
Was it blue?
But no, I don't think it was blue.
Okay.
But it looked possessed.
Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, so if it was, I'm not sure, but I think it's one of the ones. All right, so at the Halloween shop, like the Spirit Halloween shop during.
It had to have been from something like that.
Yes, so I was collecting these like rubber dolls.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
I had the werewolf and the vampire and the gargoyle.
One of them just didn't look like I was like, I can't even look at it. Right, come get it.
You were probably looking at the vampire one.
I don't know what it looks so real too. It was like creepy. I was like, oh, I can't do it.
I know there's another one that I had just got, and it was from eBay, and it's called a reborn baby doll, and they look so freaking real. Like
they do.
They're weighted to feel like a real baby. They have like
right
and stuff like that. Their skin is specially made and stuff, so they look so real.
I know it. And
there was this one time that I had went to dye my hair blonde, right? And I mean platinum blonde. And so I got some hair dye, and now picture me, my hair the same length as when I got arrested, but platinum blonde.
Oh my God, you must have looked like Eminem.
It looked horrible. And I thought I was all it. I thought I looked so cool. And then a few months later, get the pictures developed. I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, how could you let me do that?
Sometimes we just gotta let y'all screw up for y'all to figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean.
So I'm like, never going blonde again.
Yeah. So.
I just had a random memory. Speaking of the documentary, whenever I was doing my interview, is it Allison? Yeah, Allison, after Erin was finished asking her questions, Allison had a few questions for me. And so she stepped in. And one of them was, like, how did you not know your real age? And she said something like, didn't you find it strange that you're like, oh, I've had a period for like 5 years now? And I looked across the room, and Mike was right there, and he had this look of, what the F?
Well, yeah, because, I mean.
Like, that's a weird question.
Actually, I mean, we didn't even know if you had a menstrual cycle because I didn't find, like I told you on the phone, there was no tampons, no panty liners, and you know, and I was like, with all that, because we thought maybe with all the medication that it stopped you from having one. You know?
There was 1 year that I had surgery, and it was the surgery on my neck, and I think that was in 2007. And I lost a lot of weight from not eating as much as I normally did, and it stopped. It stopped. And then once I started eating a little bit more, it started again. So.
Yeah, I mean, and sometimes if you're under stress or, you know, whatever, you won't have one too. I mean, it just all depends. But
don't I know? County jail.
Yeah.
It was like missed for like 2 weeks or something, and I thought I was pregnant. I was like, oh my God.
Yes, I remember, you know, you tell me not to tell Dad, so I didn't tell him. And then when you told him, you know, that you weren't, and he was like, you thought you were pregnant. He's looking at me, and I'm like, I'm not to say nothing yet, you know. And
I didn't want to freak him out.
Yeah, I was like,
that's a lot to handle. Your daughter's in jail. Your daughter's going to go to prison. Your daughter might be pregnant.
Call is from a correctional facility and may be monitored and recorded.
I know, like, when they were when Aaron and I were over here, and, you know, like, oh, what y'all think of the hate groups? And I just stuck the middle finger up at the camera. And I'm like, oh, my God, please don't put that in there. You know. Yeah. But they're going to send me the edited version and the uncut version. You know, so, you know, I'm going to have, you know, both of them. And, you know, when I had put on Facebook that it was going to show on HBO, and, yeah, Aunt Darla had posted, can I bring the guest of honor? She won't have nothing to say, what she was talking about your mom with her ashes to bring over here. And I said, I don't know what to say to that. And then a little while later, I told her, I said, Darla, I love you, but I don't want her here. You know, I don't want her here. And she was, you know, she didn't reply back. But I was like, and I was telling that to Bobby, I was like, you know, I really don't want her to, you know, think it's, you know, that I was disrespecting Darla.
Oh, right.
You know, I said, but I don't, you know, and I don't want her here.
Right.
You know, I said she needs to be with Emma.
Mm-hmm.
That's, you know, when Gypsy gets out,
Right.
that's where we, you know, we're gonna put her.
Right.
You know.
And it was hard on me because I didn't, like, I know that, you know, she's told me before that, you know, she did not want to be cremated. And
Right.
I had no say in that. They did it without even asking me or having to sign anything because I was a suspect in a murder case. So
Right.
I understand that.
And
but still get
yeah.
because I'm like, I don't like the idea of cremation. I wouldn't want to be cremated.
And I don't want to say this to hurt your feelings, but I had gotten comfortable, like just having some of your mama's clothes here, like after.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really got, and it wasn't even in the house. It was in, like Dylan's room was empty at that time because he wasn't living here.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in there.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had to go in there to get something, like I would walk in like really slow and be quiet because I was just like, it was just weird. Now, you know, I have her shirt. I have 2 pieces for you here. You know, it's in a bag. That don't bother me anymore. You know, that doesn't bother me. Because your nanny took, I got 5 outfits for them because they're making you like a
blanket?
A comforter. Yeah. Like, yeah. Yeah. And I don't mind that. You know, if you have that here. She needs to be put with Emma, I think. You know.
I got mad at Greene County Jail because whenever I had went to SEG, the glasses that y'all brought me was mine.
I know.
And I went to SEG and they threw them because I had my pair of glasses that I got that I paid for. And so I guess it was like you can't have 2 pairs of glasses or whatever. So they threw hers. And I got mad at them because I'm like, that I don't have very much stuff.
Right.
I didn't write down exactly what I wanted from the house. I was too distraught, so I didn't really think about it at the time.
But then again, I was like, people are going to break in there. You know, I mean, people were already going, like, take pictures in the driveway.
Oh, my God.
And stuff. Yeah, I mean, so we knew in a matter of time, people were going to be going steal shit. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, you had some beautiful clothes.
Yeah.
You know.
I had a very big obsession with ball gowns. Like, if you saw, like, ball gowns, like, I never wore them, but I liked them.
You had that pretty yellow and white. It was yellow with white polka dots. A dress in there. It looked like you never wore it. And I'm like, oh, my God, this is so beautiful. You know?
Was it sparkly?
And no, it had a shimmer, but there wasn't, like, sequins on it.
Yeah,
it was like a church dress, but
if it was right
we
now,
just don't.
I'd want to go and say like my final words or whatever, because when I left, I just left everything. You know, I didn't even care about the cats, which is sad. But I just want, you know, have a moment to where I can apologize, because you hear all those things about, you know, oh, the house is haunted or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Or maybe say goodbye to my past. I don't know. And
you might hear me peeing because I need to pee.
You're fine.
I know, but I'm just letting you know.
It's fine.
I gotta pee.
So I had talked about, you know, Nick having court, his trial's going to be coming up, and that urge to want to talk to him and say, like, tell him off or something
Right.
I was like, well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to write this letter to him and then rip it up.
Jill can't buy me a car, but they could get me some tea. You fall into the son of Sam law because you're also the victim.
So I would definitely like to buy y'all a new car. Whatever kind of car.